And there we go. I'm going to mute everybody. And as you recline, either if you want a mild amount of chest opening and back bend, maybe one blanket lengthwise and one blanket or a pillow like a T, where you lie down, your head's a little higher, your back's just a touch elevated. I'm going to show one more option just in case you want a little more back bendy feeling. You can lie down. The idea is not to have the support like mush into your low back. It's really meant to just lift the rib cage a little higher, and then the other headrest or mush up your pillow is to bring your head a little higher than your chest. That feels fine, great. If you don't like it, you can lower it down or lift it up. If you've got the luxury of two blocks, you can take them. This is medium height and tall. You can do medium and tall or low and medium, as long as the lower one is the one that's underneath your upper back. And it goes the wide way, so it's underneath not just one but both shoulder blades. And then the other one that's closer to the end of your mat will be your headrest. It doesn't look especially comfortable, but it actually is. I'm going to use my forearms to lower down and see that that one block catches me. It really is like a little platter that my shoulder blades are resting on. And if you get like feel pinched in there, or if it's awkward, kind of wriggle around. And Cheryl, of course, or anybody, if this bothers your shoulder as you get higher up, go with the lower down version. Feel free to bend your knees. My low back prefers this with bent knees, but if you like the position with your legs straight out, by all means do that. And lastly, if you do have a block under your head, just check to see that it's firmly flat on the mat beneath you as opposed to tilted, so that you're well supported. The foundation is stable. And take a generous breath in. Let it flow up into the upper chest and out across to the shoulders. Let it out through the mouth. And again, in through the nose. Let the breath go up to the chest and out to the shoulders. And let it out through the mouth. One more time, just like that. Inhale and pause. And let it go. Just like that. Let the belly rise and fall in its own natural way. Give permission to the heart to blossom. And it's a protected blossoming, like the medicine of the rose, or any thorned plants or thorned flowers especially. The rose opens, fully blossoming, and yet it has very clear boundaries. So you can both allow the heart to open and sustain firm boundaries. In fact, it works out much better if we do. Stay right here for a few more breaths. If your body needs to be repositioned, feel free to do that. If you're feeling more kind of fidgety and squirrely, see if you can wait a breath or two before moving. So we start to notice the distinction between, okay, I'm going to move because it takes care of myself, versus I'm moving around and wriggling because I just feel a little antsy and squirrely and distracted. And it just means we get a bit wiser in our practice. Get a little bit wiser to what each of our ways are when we get distracted. No punishment is required. Simply notice. Take a few more breaths right here. If you're on a low pillow or blankets, bend the knees and slowly roll to your side gently. If you're up on the blocks, it's a little bit different. You may want to bend the elbows, bring the forearms in close, and use your forearms and palms to press and lift up first. Then move all the shenanigans, all the stuff out from underneath you. I don't know if they're shenanigans, but all the stuff out. And come back and lie down, everybody, on your back without the extra props. If you like a pillow or something or a blanket under your head, that's fine, but nothing under the upper back now. Take a moment to feel the mat. Feel the way your back is right now with the different support. And then draw the knees in and rock. Rock gently side to side. Excuse me. And place the feet flat on the mat. And let's move a little bit with the pelvis. We'll start like imagine we're gonna do windshield wipers, but we're like getting ready for them, not quite committed. You're gonna rock the hips, rock the pelvis over to one side, rock it over to the other side. I like to sometimes put my hands on the pelvis or maybe toward where the frontal hip bones are, just to notice that rocking movement. It makes me a bit more aware if there's sort of a wiggly like a wiggly wobbly spot, or if the movement is sort of like stuttered or chattery along the way, so that I can intentionally slow it down and smooth it out. Usually that slowing and smoothing is assisted by engaging the abdominal muscles. Pull the belly button down toward your spine. What effect does that have on the slow side to side rock of the pelvis? Return to center. Now imagine a clock dial with 12 o'clock at your low back, 6 o'clock is your tailbone, and the rest of the numbers make the circle around the back of the pelvis. Start with 12 o'clock pressing. Notice your neck. Sometimes it moves around. Just see that it's not stuck, crowded. Press 12 o'clock down and slowly, oh so slowly, travel around your dial. Feel free to explore different size spirals as you continue to travel around. The next time you're at 12, reverse direction. What do you notice in this direction? Feel free to spiral into different size circles. Do it nice and slowly. When you're at 12 o'clock, once again, pull the navel down to the spine and then let it go. And just that 12 o'clock with the belly button pulling down, pull the navel down, relax the shoulders. Inhale, relax into neutral spine. Do that 2 more times. Exhale, pull the navel down. The low back gets flatter, it gets longer. And inhale back to neutral. Again, exhale and pull the navel down. And inhale to neutral. Let's now relax the arms, turn the palms up to the sky if that's comfortable for you. And the hands come away from the body any amount that allows your hands to rest on the floor, on the mat beneath them. So sometimes as we pull the arms in, the hands can feel a little light. Make space for yourself and roll the head a little side to side. Let the floor, the mat, any other props support the neck gently side to side. Come to center, and then with a neutral position of your neck, so the chin, well, let's find not neutral and then we'll find neutral. Bring your chin down toward your chest. Notice that, right? There's less space in the front of the throat. There's more space in the back of the neck. And now do a little bit of the opposite. Don't go to the point of being uncomfortable. Let the chin lift up and see how you can get a curve in the back of the neck, but then if you kind of go like to the 110% of it, it'll start to like crunch up the back of the neck will ripple rather than being just a little shorter and curved. Notice that. Come on back to neutral. Nice neutral spine. And the round part of your skull, press it straight down into your mat without lifting or tucking the chin. Straight back. So you feel the muscles in the back of your neck engage, then relax the effort. 3 more times. Press the round part of your skull straight down like you're going to make a little depression there. And then release. And again, press and release. Last time. Press. Feel the muscles in the back of the neck and then release. And once again, a gentle side to side rolling of the head. Very little effort. Use only enough effort that it turns the head. No extra effort in this case expended. When you're ready, come back to center. Give the shoulders a squeeze and let them go. Now bring the right knee toward the chest. Make circles. You can use the hand to guide the knee or do this completely hands-free. The idea is to move in the hip joint generously. Go the other way, also generously. Bring the hands behind the right thigh and extend the leg up just until you feel a stretch in the back of the leg. So your knee may be bent more or less. Go by what you feel sensation-wise in the back of the leg rather than what the position of the leg is. And now flex and point the foot while you're in the stretch. Of course, as usual, if there's anything that feels sharp down the leg, sharp or sudden, avoid that. Go with what feels stretchy, interesting, maybe spread out a bit across the, maybe it's a sensation that's spread out across the back of the leg. And breathe. It might be wiggling or shaking, that's okay. Now, same leg, last thing we'll do over here, bend the knee and do one side of happy baby with this leg. You can hook the forearm around the back of the thigh to hold the position here, or you can hold with the hand. either back of the thigh or walk up the shin, ankle, or foot. Rocking. And bring the knee down toward the armpit, toward the mat. What does it feel like here in the back of the thigh or in the crease of the hip? It's really crowded in the crease of the hip. Know that that's not where it's stretching. That's where it's, it might be a little crowded. So if it feels pinchy, give yourself some space there. And come on back, nice and easy. Stretch the leg out really long. Stretch it all the way down to the mat. Right leg stretches out, right arm stretches overhead. The whole right side is long. Inhale, reach a little longer. Exhale, stay in the position, but relax the effort. 2 more times, reach a little longer with the inhale. Relax in place with the exhale. Reach a little longer with the inhale. Relax in place with the exhale. Bring the arm down and bend the knee. Raise the other knee in the air and we'll make circles. We've got a little list here to do. Start with circles. Now if your hip is thunky, for me this hip is a little kind of clunky thunky. So if that's the case, see if you can detour around the clunkiest spots. Go the other way. It may not eliminate them completely, but we're not looking to add to the clunk factor. And once you've circled around, now clasp behind the left thigh. Shrug the shoulders down and you choose. I'm going to resist the thigh into my hands as much as makes sense for me today. And then extend the leg until I feel a stretch in the back of the leg. Stay right there. Notice what's going on in your abs. Abs? You need abs for a hamstring stretch? Well, you don't have to have them, but it's really nice if you add them. So cinch in those corseting muscles in the abdomen. A little bit of pulling the navel down. However, if your tail's already tucked under, don't go bananas. Add flexing and pointing the foot. Again, if there's anything you notice that's sharp, dial it down a bit. Aim for the moderate stretch. It might be interesting, it might be sticky, it might be peculiar, all of those words to describe the sensation, but painful is not one of them, not one that we're looking for. There's one of the old writings in yoga called the Yoga Sutras. They're these short little phrases with lots of deep life wisdom packed into it. And one of these sutras, these short phrases, is Ham Dukkam Anagatam, which is Sanskrit for the pain of the future is to be avoided. So there's no need to cause yourself future pain or even present pain. Sensation, yeah. Challenge, yeah. Relax that. Now, happy baby just with this leg. Holding behind the thigh or the shin, ankle, or foot. Rocking gently and noticing what you feel. Again, if you're feeling something stretchy and interesting in the back of the thigh, great. If you're feeling something pinchy in the groin, not so great. Zip up the belly a little more. The folded over side is not where the stretch is happening. If there's something uncomfortable there, give the body space. Gentle rocking. And then release and stretch the leg all the way out on the mat. Stretch the arm overhead. And as you inhale, lengthen out really long. And as you exhale, relax the effort, but stay. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, relax. One last time. Lengthen. And then relax. Bring the arm down. Bend the knee, place the feet flat. Heel toe the feet out wide. Open the arms out wide. And side to side. Windshield wipers generously now, as much as the knees would like to move. Feel free to give a little push into the edges of your feet when you're on each side. A little extra interest in the movement. Now, as you come back to center, heel toe the feet back in. And let's hug the knees. Rock a little until you're over on one side. And let's slowly press up from there and make our way to tabletop, to hands and knees. If it's better in your body, rest the forearms on blankets or a bolster or blocks, right? So if the wrists don't like this, raise the floor, have the forearms up on something and do from there. If your wrists are perfectly happy, then by all means, hands on the mat. When you're ready, exhale, draw the navel in, around the spine, and let your head hang. Stay here in the Halloween cat position for a moment. Check in with the neck. Let it be long. And then slowly the other way. Pull the heart forward right through the shoulders, like there's a little cobra pose wanting to happen in the chest. Exhale, lift the navel up and around the back and let the head hang. Inhale, pull the heart forward right through the shoulders. Exhale, lift the navel round the spine. Just like that. Inhaling, exhaling. When you're back at center, make circles with hips and ribs and shoulders. Reverse direction. Movement can be as subtle or exaggerated as the body wants. Return to hands and knees. Bring your knees a little wider, your toes a little closer, and lean the hips way back. We're going to do our shoulder stretch more from child's pose. So most of the time when we do the thread the needle, the shoulder addition, we start from all fours. You can absolutely do that, but I'm going to approach it from a little bit of a different way. Take the right hand and dive it through until it's like you're peeking out underneath your left arm. And breathe here. Now, if your head winds up in a weird position, yeah, that's it, good, Connie. If your head winds up in an awkward position, if it doesn't feel good on your neck, grab a blanket, grab something to support the head. That can also help if your shoulder doesn't love this, because it'll give your head something to rest on, and there's less pressure on the shoulder. Breathe while you're here. The left arm, it can reach and stretch. You can bend the elbow and use the palm for a bit of leverage. Be careful with that if you're using the leverage. Don't go nuts. Or if you're feeling fancy, you can raise the arm up in the air. Again, if this feels like a lot of pressure on your neck, don't add the arm up in the air. Take a few breaths here. And now with the left palm, bring it in kind of close to your face. Press the floor away nice and easy with the head and the neck. Take your time coming out of it. And then over to the other side. Same thing here. Dive the bottom arm through. Head rests on the mat or a blanket. Breathe here. So it's a twisty position for the rib cage, which is where truly all of us tend to hold more tension. It's a tighter area naturally because it's more stable. We've got a lot of precious internal organs there. The ribs do a wonderful job of protecting our lungs and our heart. But that extra rigidity means that sometimes a lot of tension can build up in there. We want to move things around, not to force, to lovingly encourage. Take another breath or two here. And when you're ready, bring the hand in close to your face, press the floor away, and come for a moment. If your knees are okay with this, come so that you're either, you can sit on your feet or stand on your shins and roll your shoulders. Anything that brings you to an upright torso. Yeah, that's it. Keep that action. Turn it into zombie shoulder rolls. Arms out in front of you. Yeah. And the arms stay straight and they stay parallel. Notice all that movement going on in your shoulder blades. That's what we want to encourage. Go the other way. If it feels awkward, it's a good sign you're doing it right. That's it. Now create that same movement. Recreate the zombie shoulder rolls when you're on hands and knees or on forearms and knees. Moving your shoulder blades all around your back. They get closer together, they spread wide apart. They kind of roll around. Go the other way. Keep the elbows straight, if possible, throughout the movement. That will help coax more movement into the upper back, into the thoracic spine we were talking about. And then when you're ready, let's come on to our feet. By any route you choose, step into a forward bend and hang. You decide how low you're going to be. I'm just going to adjust the screen so you'll see my head when I'm standing. Excuse me. There we go. All right. Once you're situated and standing tall, plant your feet, zip up the belly, lengthen the spine down, and roll your shoulders around. If you're in the forward bend, make your way to upright. And once you're upright, inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Release the arms and plant your feet. Feel the earth beneath you. Legs are active. On an inhale, circle up. We'll do half sun salute. Ardha Surya Namaskar. Exhale, fold down as low as you choose. Knees can bend along the way. Relax the neck. Inhale, come halfway up and pause. Lean a little forward. Exhale, fold back down and pause. Press into your feet. Zip up your belly and slowly come up. Take the time your body wants to come upright. Reach up overhead. Inhale. And hands to the heart. Exhale. Let's do that again. Plant the feet. Inhale, lift the heart. Raise the arms if you like. Exhale, bend the knees and fold down as low as you choose. Halfway up on an inhale, abs are hugging in to support you. Back down low on the exhale. Keep the abs on the whole time. Press your feet. Zip up the belly and come all the way to upright. Hands to the heart. Last time. Inhale, lift the heart, raise the arms. Exhale, fold as low as you choose. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, down low. Inhale, all the way up. And hands to the heart. Release the arms, give the legs a little shake, give the shoulders a little roll. And now while you're standing here, shift your weight to your right foot, bending the left knee. Now, if it feels more stable to have your hand on furniture or wall, feel free to do that. Explore a little bit of hip mobility. Lift the left knee and make a circle. So if it feels unsteady, you can have your hand on something. You can touch the foot down in between circles. If you want to add to the balance challenge, stand just on the one foot and don't touch the foot, the circling leg down at all in between. Go the other way. So you decide how exaggerated to make the circles. Do enough that you feel like your hip joint is getting some nice movement in there. Enough that it is interesting for balance. Release that side, legs get a little shake, and then on to the other leg. Standing on the left foot, plant the foot, zip up the belly, breathe. It can help here to set the eyes, the gaze on one point. In yoga, we usually refer to that as our drishti, our gazing spot. Circling the knee around, moving from the hip joint, and then going in the other direction. Outside my window right now, and I can see there's a hummingbird gathering up materials for her nest. I have a little nesting ball just outside the window, gathering up a big bit of fluff. And release, shake the legs out. Now take the feet kind of wide apart. Let the feet generously spaced. Turn your left toes in. Turn your whole right leg out. Plant your feet. Zip up your belly. Chest and shoulders will face forward, but the legs are doing this other thing, facing off to the right side. From here, keep the outer hips like they want to hug you in. Press into your left foot and tilt sideways out over your right leg, and let the back of your right hand come down and rest somewhere on your inner leg. So in this case, our mission is, it's not at all about going down, it's about opening and lengthening. So press into your left foot a lot and zip up your belly a lot and open your chest and shoulders toward the front of whatever direction you're facing. And the back of the bottom hand, if you press a little bit, it should give you leverage in that rotation of the torso, so that now the top shoulder and the bottom shoulder are kind of stacked one on top of the other. Your torso is mostly, well, your shoulders are sideways. Your pelvis is doing its own thing. If you like, raise the top arm. If this doesn't feel so hot for your neck, try it up higher so there's less effort required for your neck to hold your head up. So you can always bring this up and make it interesting by exploring the length, or if you're comfortable here, keep the feet planted, the belly zipped up and the spine long. On an exhale, because an exhale is going to help us use these muscles that wrap around the abdomen. Exhale, zip up the belly, come on up and up and up and up and up. Release the arms. Turn the feet to face forward. Let the elbows move and roll your shoulders. Reverse the feet, turn the right toes in, turn the whole left leg out. And once you have that, turn your chest and shoulders to face forward. Hug the outer right hip in and let the back of your left hand slide down the left leg. And so there's this sense like if I let go of this right hip, I'll kind of tilt forward and go down further, but that's not what I want. I want to hug in with the hip, hug in with the abdomen, keep the spine really lifted and the back leg rooted down. So there's an enormous amount of length in the spine and so much space across the chest. And guess what? When we use the hand like this, your core can get stronger. I remember years ago when I've been doing this pose for quite a number of years, but it was like all of a sudden one day I heard an instruction and realized I'd spent a lot of years doing triangle pose, just hanging, like bracing myself on the bottom ankle, but not really working to strengthen and stabilize the core. And I wondered why this pose was a little tricky on my low back. So we can use it to help strengthen here. Press the feet and zip up the belly and reach up and up and up and up and up and up and up. Release when you come upright. Turn the feet to face forward. Step the legs together for a moment. And let's give a little bit of love to our hardworking feet. Rotate the ankle, mush the foot around a little, go the other way. Other leg now too. And reverse. And release. Take the feet wide once again, but now we have a bit of a different strategy. From this position, we'll bend the knees and come in between the legs. As low as you like, take both hands over to your right leg. So feet face forward, both hands go to wherever, whether it's up by the knee or down by the ankle or somewhere in between, and breathe. Now see what feels interesting to you. What happens if you do a sideways lunge? Bend your left knee and lean over into the left leg. Right leg stays straight. Hands stay on that straighter leg. Come on back to center. We'll do the same leg again. Bend the left knee. Lean in that direction. Come on back. One more time. Bend the left knee, lean in that direction. And come back to center. Release the arms, hang in center. The knees can be bent a little or a lot. See what works for your legs and for your body today. Walk the hands over to the other leg. Again, how high or low is up to your body's preference. Check in with your neck. See that your neck is long, that there's as little effort as possible in the neck right now. And then lean, bend the right knee and lean over to the right foot. Come on back to center. Both legs are straightish. Bend the right knee a lot. Lean over into the right foot. And come back. Let's do that one more time. Come on back to center. Let the arms come to center. The head hang. Press into your feet slowly. Slowly, come on. As you come to upright, plant the feet, inhale, reach up overhead. Exhale, hands to the heart. Release the arms. Bring the feet together and give your legs a shake. Nice. Let's take, while we're here, another standing pose. Let's bring the feet out wide. Turn the left toes in. Turn the right leg out. Turn the chest and shoulders to face forward. So the same basic starting position as we were in with triangle. You might go a little bit wider between the feet because we're getting ready to bend the right knee in a warrior pose. You decide how wide a stride works for you. Arms out to the sides. Turn the palms up. Anchor both feet and bend the right knee. You can stay right here, reaching out long. Reaching from your collarbones out into your pinkies as if your pinkies could touch the side walls of the room you're in. And then straighten the legs. The arms can come up as high as they want. Inhale. And exhale, arms back out wide and the right knee bends a lot. Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. And then inhale, straighten and lengthen and lift. Exhale, bend the right knee. One more time, inhale. And exhale, settle in and breathe. Take the right forearm rested on the right thigh. Reach your left arm out in front of you and then continue to sweep it up gradually. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Take a breath in. Breathe out. Reach up with the left arm. Let it lift you up out of the pose. Release both arms. Turn the feet to face forward. We're going to step in and step out again in between sides. So step in, shake your legs. Good. Step out wide. And reverse the feet. The right toes turn in. The whole left leg turns out. Zip up the belly, chest and shoulders face forward. The arms go out wide. We'll take that same approach of turning the palms up and reaching from the collarbones out to the shoulders, out to the pinkies, out to the sides of the room. Bend the left knee. And as the left knee bends, see if you can keep both feet grounded. Sometimes the pose goes way over to the bent knee leg, almost resisting. But inhale, straighten the legs, reach the arms, get nice and long. Exhale, bend the knee. Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale. On this last one, settle in and stay for a couple breaths. Shoulders down. Breathe. Now take the left forearm to the thigh. Right hand rests on the hip for a moment. Here again, the pose can get really heavy over the bent knee. Anchor the back leg. Almost imagine your straight leg is trying to pull you up out of the pose. And then reach the right arm forward and swoop it up long. So especially if you're adding the top arm, anchor the back leg again. Zip up the belly. Squeeze your left butt cheek under you. Oh, hello. Breathe, 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 breathe. And when you're ready, take the top arm up. And up and out we go. Turn the feet forward. And step heel toe, heel toe, heel toe back in. Shake the legs out. Let's take a squat on our way down toward the floor. Now you can choose. You can choose to do a wide-legged squat with the forearms on the thighs if that feels better for you. If you want to explore a lower squat, then bring the hips down more. The heels may or may not touch. That's a long-term project. See where they are today. And wherever the hips are, zip up the belly, lengthen the spine, check in with your neck and your jaw. If you're using the arms inside the legs, like the position I'm in, you might add a little bit of resistance. The arms pressing out, the legs hugging in, pelvic floor lifting up. And maybe a little bit of side-to-side movement here. Ooh, what's that like? Right, go slowly. It doesn't have to be dramatic. Nice, easy. Pressing into the feet, lengthening the low back, even lengthening the back of the neck. And then when you're ready, by whatever route you choose, come on down to seated. And as you sit, let's take the legs out. Lean back a little bit. You don't have to lean hard into the hands, but give yourself some space and swing the legs forward and back. Now, bend the knees and place the feet flat. Round your spine and lean back until you feel your abs have to help to keep you there. And then gently come back to upright. Relax your shoulders, lengthen your neck. Pull the navel in, and in this case, we're not trying to keep the chest lifted. We're actually curling intentionally so that we can engage the abs a bit extra, and then slowly coming back up. And again, like that. Pull the navel in, curl down, and slowly back up. Let's do one more. And back up. Keep your right knee bent. Stretch your left leg out long on the mat. So this is one of those positions that if the hamstrings are tight, make sure you give yourself a little extra space by leaning back. And in fact, we'll all lean back as part of our strategy to get deeply into the twist. Now, if your body does not enjoy twisting toward the bent knee, you can always flip it around and twist open, twist away from the bent knee. In that case, the elbow hook's really just the same, it's just the other elbow. All right, so choose the side you're going to. Lengthen the spine a lot. And if you're twisting towards your bent right knee, go ahead and take the left hand there. Flip it if you're twisting the other way. Inhale, lengthen the spine, and exhale, feel the twist. Now, if your spine can stay lifted and long, your chest can be open, collarbones nice and broad, then by all means, bring your torso more vertical. However, if the torso being vertical makes your spine start to curl into a fetal position, use the slight backward lean to get more length in the spine. The length in the spine, the space across the front of the chest, that's what we're looking for. Only if that can be maintained, then we can add the upright part. We can hook the elbow outside the knee if you'd like. We're not aiming to force. Just notice where your edge is, where your comfort zone is, and then lean into the edge of that. Unwind gently and switch your legs. Over on the other side. And plant the foot, sit tall, start with a backward lean, everybody. And introduce the backward lean, a lot of length in the spine and a little bit of twist at a time. And then you choose. You and your spine and your hamstrings negotiate. How vertical can the spine be? How open can the upper chest and collarbones be? And whatever position allows that length and that openness, arrange the arms so they're in support of that. Breathe. And on this side, of course, same option. You can hold the shin or hook the elbow. Check in with the shoulders. Let them melt down away from the ears. Breathing in. Good. Lift the heart a little bit extra. That's it. Good, good. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Unwind gently. And as you unwind, bend the knees once again, but this time you'll take the feet a bit wider. Think of windshield wipers, but from seated. Start with the fingertips lightly on the mat, giving you a bit of support, and lightly tip the knees. From here, you can add a couple of things. If you want to go for more hip mobility, then start taking the knees further over. Take your time. There's no hurry. It's not like you get more out of it if you race. In this case, you get more out of this if you go slowly. Can the inside knee go, all the way so the shin is down on the mat? Maybe yes, maybe no. That's the direction you'll take it to work on the hip mobility part. If you want to work on core stabilizing, take the hands off the floor. So you're also challenging the strength, balance portion. Still moving slowly, as much as you want to take the knees from side to side. Can you lift the chest even here? Oh, hello, that's interesting. That's it, good, good. And back to center and bring the feet back in. Come on to your back. Lie down and hug your knees to your chest. Rock a little side to side. Let your head and neck relax. And touch your feet down, flat to the mat. So we'll take a sequence that has some one-legged sit-ups. And I'm going to show what we'll do first, a little sampler platter, just so you have a visual, and then we'll all do it together. So we'll start with, I'm going to take one leg straight and the other knee bent. And as I hug in, I'm going to do 3 in each way. So first, my leg is out. It's just neutral. My hands are behind my head like a sit-up. I'll do 3 where I pull the knee straight in toward my face and I come down really slowly. Then we'll do 3 where we pull the knee toward its own elbow. The elbow's trying to meet the knee, the elbow. And then when we lengthen out, we're going to keep that like external rotation, right? The knee needs to point out to the side to get to the elbow. Well, it's going to stay pointed out to the side. The whole leg will. And then the last version we'll do will be the knee to the opposite elbow. So we'll internally rotate. It's like a bicycle twist and then come back down. So each time we come down, the leg completely stretches out, it completely lowers down. So we get some nice length in our hip flexors. And we go slowly, so we build the strength through the entire range of motion. So So 3 and 3 and 3. Knee straight to the face first. Pull the navel down. Curl in, bring the knee to the face, and lift as much of your upper back as you can off the mat. And then take your time and slowly lower down and straighten the leg out. Get some nice space. Exhale and curl in. Same thing, knee to the face. Curl in, curl in, curl in. And nice and slowly. Abs are still on as the leg is lowering down. One more time. Pull the navel in and peel the shoulder blades as high up off the mat as you can. And slowly lower down. Sometimes it's just a theory, sometimes it's actually happening. Now, external rotation, the knee points to the outside, goes to its own elbow. Exhale, knee to the elbow, curl, 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 and then slowly down and straighten. Knee to the elbow, pull the navel in, peel your upper back up again as much as possible, and slowly straighten out, lengthen. Last time here, curling in, and slowly down to lengthen. Stay there long, externally rotated for a moment. Now bring the leg to neutral and even turn the kneecap a little bit in towards your midline. It's like it's getting ready to go over to the opposite elbow. Exhale, pull the navel in and bicycle twisting, opposite elbow to knee. Slowly, slowly, slowly lower down, stretch out the leg. And again, pull the navel in, bicycle twist, curling up. And slowly, 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 slowly down. One more time. Curling in, bicycle twist. Stay and stay. And slowly back down. Good. Relax the arms for a moment. Bend both knees. And take a wide stance with the feet. Generously wide with the arms. A little gentle windshield wiper so the neck can move freely. So the head is supported as the neck and the head move. Nice and easy. Return to center and let's do the other side. Now straighten out the other leg. Hands go behind the head. Same thing, 3, 3, and 3. Knee goes straight into the chest first. Remember, the abs are more important than how high you lift. Pull the belly in, bring the knee in, lift the shoulder blades, and slowly stretch it out. Exhale, pull the navel in, come up slowly, and lower down. Take your time and stretch it out. One more time, pull the navel in and curl up. Slowly stretch it out while the leg's stretched out. Now externally rotate. Knee goes away from your midline. Knee goes to its own elbow. Exhale, pull the navel in. Knee finds the elbow. Hello. And slowly, slowly, the leg will stay externally rotated as it straightens out on your mat. Exhale again, pull the navel in, curling up, get into a little ball, and slowly, slowly stretch it out. Last one on this, of this kind. Exhale. And stretch out. Now once the leg is stretched out, turn the kneecap a little bit in towards your midline. Elbow to opposite knee, the bicycle twist looking one. Exhale, pull the navel in, come up, 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 and twist. Slowly unwind the twist as the leg goes down. And again, pull the navel in, lift up, add any amount of twist that works for you, and slowly back down. We're just getting all kinds of muscles in our core. Last time. Exhale, helping our hip flexors out along the way. And slowly, slowly, slowly stretch it out. Release the arms. Bend the knees. Gentle heel toe the feet out wide, gentle windshield wipers. Nice and easy in the neck. Let the head roll if it wants to. If it wants to stay still, let it stay still. Walk the feet back in. Breathe. So now, cross your right ankle over your left thigh. Oh, I know. Let's do a little uncross. We'll come back to that hip stretch. Let's do a little bit, since we did all that interesting core stuff and hip flexor stuff. Grab your block and let's do supported bridge pose. You choose the height. It's like a choose your own adventure. You can go low and flat or medium height if you like. Since we're going to be moving the legs around, I'd stick with low or medium. Unless you're used to moving around on a really tall block. It can be, not just feel unstable, it can be unstable. You're higher up off the floor. So when you're ready, knees bent, feet flat, press your feet firmly into the mat, squeeze your glutes as you lift up. Once you've got some space underneath there, place your block. Let your pelvis rest on it and just notice. Are you evenly supported? Does it feel stable? Once you've established a stable base of support, stay right there. Bring your right knee toward your chest. Keep the right knee hugged in, lift the left foot. And then the left leg will stand on the ceiling. Make sure your upper back is supporting you. The back of your neck is long and comfortable. Chin is not lifted. It's not smushing the chest, but it's not lifted in the air. Slowly lower your left leg. Zip up the belly, zip up the belly, zip up the belly the whole time. Take the left leg as low as it wants to go. Now, my hip flexors are crazy tight, so my foot usually doesn't touch the floor. Yours might. So if it does, great, let it touch the floor. If it doesn't, but you're feeling a stretch in the front of the thigh, fabulous. If you're like, oh crap, this is a bit much, let the knee bend so that the heel can touch down and then adjust, right? Adjust the level of intensity. Zip up the belly, that gives you extra support. It might also fire up a little extra stretch to the front of the thigh. And definitely breathe. Breathe and breathe. And if holding the knee there is a bit much, you can release one arm, or you can release both arms if you like. That can let the shoulders and the neck relax a bit more. So see what serves your body well today. Now, zip up the belly and slowly bring your stretched out leg back into bridge. Place the other foot also back into bridge. And switch the legs. Bring the other knee into the chest. Keep that knee hugged in. Raise the other foot up in the air. Stand on the ceiling. The leg can be straight or bent. See what your hamstring says. Zip up the belly and slowly lengthen the straighter leg out. Nice and long. And then just see what's it like on this side. So go as low as the leg goes. And what we're looking for is there a position in the leg that gives you a sense of stretch, like a long tug up on the upper thigh, maybe through the pelvis and low in the abdomen. That is your psoas, one of the really powerful flexors of your hip. You can bend the knee. Bend the knee and have the heel on your mat. You can zip up the belly for sure. That might give you a bit more experience of that hip flexor stretch. If you're zipping up the belly, now check in with your neck. Oh, can it relax? Can the head relax? Can the shoulders relax? And you might stay here holding the bent knee in, or you might release the arms completely. And take a few breaths and let the body find its way. Now slowly, this time we'll bring both knees into the chest. So one's already there. Slowly bring the other knee into the chest. Make sure your base of support underneath your pelvis and sacrum is still pretty sturdy, and then take the legs up in the air. Little inversion practice. While the legs are up in the air, breathe. If you need a little adjustment of where your shoulder blades are, where your upper back is, or even how your pelvis is resting on the block, make those subtle adjustments and stay for a moment with the legs elevated. Again, they might be straighter, they might be more bent. When we take the legs up in the air, it can relieve some, like if our legs feel heavy or fatigued or even swollen, this can help make the legs more comfortable. I know sometimes in yoga you'll hear terms like, it reverses the blood flow. It's like, no, it doesn't. Your blood flows down to your feet and your blood flows back up. It always flows the same way, but it does assist with the venous return of the blood from the feet up the legs. And that can be rather refreshing. Now, as we stay here for just a little bit longer, make it your own pose. If you sense that, and this can be a subtle sensing, it can be a little bit shy of a wild-ass guess, or it can be something you feel strongly and intuitively. You may choose to keep the legs up there and still. You may choose to move the legs around. It is your body. You have agency here. You can change the position of the legs, bent or straight and wide or in different positions. You can move them around or keep them still. Take a moment and explore. Now, just for entertainment purposes here, place your left foot and your right foot down. We're back in our supported bridge. Now, let's give a try to our friend and neighbor thread the needle, but a different approach here. Keep the left foot on the mat, cross the right ankle over. Bring your arms in close. We're still on the block in supported bridge, but we're going to do a supported bridge version of the hip stretch. Lift your left foot up off the mat. Now, if you, as I shifted my hips, I felt like my sacrum was in a weird spot, so I kind of squiggled down. So if you find you want to adjust where your block is, go ahead. Now, maybe you like this, maybe you don't. If you're not quite sure, bring your left foot down, and then use your hands to hug your right shin in. Now, if you're like, oh, well, this is interesting, great, stay there where it's interesting. If you're holding the right leg, and you're thinking, well, this is not really much of something, and you might be like, this is so plenty more of everything. Remember, we're aiming for a stretch in the outer right hip. So you can change the angle of the right shin out to the side or more to the inside. You can also change what's going on in the bottom leg. What happens if your bottom leg stretches out? Kind of like what we did before, but now this top leg is in a different position, top shin in particular. What's it like now? And if you don't like any of that, go to your usual hip stretch. You can remove the block completely if you want, or save it and we'll keep it for the other side. All right, unwind the legs, unwind. Whatever hip was getting the stretch, move the leg around a little, move in the hip joint. And place the foot down, and now we change legs. Left ankle crosses over. So it might cross over, and then both legs come toward the chest. It might cross over, and then we leave the right foot down and just take the left leg with us. There are many ways that work perfectly well to do this pose. There's not a manual that says, this is the right way, this is the wrong way. It is not binary at all. And breathe. And you may find one side wants a little bit of a different approach or variation than the other side. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. And when you're ready, unwind the legs. If you have the supported bridge block underneath you, press the feet. Lift up and very slowly. We've been up here for a long time, so really take your time as you come down. Take your time, take your time, take your time, take your time. Let your back settle for a moment. And then happy baby. Holding where it's comfortable for you, behind the thighs or up on the shins or ankles. Feet wherever you want to be. Definitely breathing as you rock. Unwind and take a twist, a last twist. So you choose, you can take both legs with you or just one. Give yourself 5 or 6 breaths on each side, more if you like, but at least 5 or 6 breaths. Take your time. Inhaling and exhaling. Changing sides when you're ready. And give yourself equal time on each side, and when you're ready, come to center and set up for Shavasana, for your final resting pose. Arrange yourself so you're as comfortable as possible. Maybe a bolster behind the legs or a rolled up blanket or pillow. Maybe a light blanket over you, a pillow under the head. a deep breath in. Squeeze all the muscles. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, squeeze one more time. Exhale, let it go. Let the toes roll out and let the legs relax. If it's comfortable, turn the palms up to the sky and let the arms relax. Let the belly rise and fall, and let the heart blossom. Blossoming, taking a lesson from the medicine of the thorned flowers. Open-hearted, loving, and like the rose with firm boundaries. Let the hands relax and the muscles of the arms rest. Let the collarbones broaden and the shoulders relax. Swallow and relax the throat, the jaw, the cheeks, the eyes, the forehead, the temples, all of the scalp muscles. From the forehead all the way around the sides and the back of the head. And as the attention rests along the nape of the neck, these muscles lengthen and loosen as well. And let the breath flow in, and let the breath flow out. Begin to deepen the breath. And start to move hands and feet, arms and legs. Inhale and take a big stretch, moving and yawning as the body reawakens. And draw one knee into the chest, then both knees. Rock gently and make your way over to one side. As you press the floor away, slowly come up to seated and bring your palms together. And lift the heart, and lower the chin. May you be protected from inner and outer harm. May you be truly joyful. May you be deeply peaceful. May you recognize the goodness within you and share it with those around you. Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you, Anne. Thank you, Anne. That was great.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Anne.
Have a great.
What was the sentence you said during the class about the pain? I missed it. You said like a small something about
Pain in the future.
About pain?
About pain in the future. Do it.
future.
Oh, yes. In yoga, the sutra is, hang on, let me write it and you guys will see this in the chat. Hayam Dukam Anagatam. And Hayam Dukam is suffering. Anagatam. And it means the pain of the future is to be avoided. And it can be interpreted in a number of different ways. So it's partly like, what are we doing right now that may be contributing to our own pain in the future or our own benefit in the future? And it may be in the immediate future, like, ow, my hamstring hurts. Or it may be further down the line. You know, I know that we have one of our old Pomeranians has this thing where he's an old male dog, and if you leave clothing hanging over furniture, he will want to pee on it. And so my way of avoiding future suffering is, if I notice that like my husband has flung his pants over like the back of a chair, I'm not going to pass by it and wait, because I know that I will be suffering in the future.
Okay.
Because I'll be cleaning. I'm going to be the one that's going to have to clean up the pee.
Yeah. Okay.
And so sometimes it's a very mundane example. Sometimes it's more spiritual. But a lot of times it really is like, what am I doing right now that might be contributing to suffering later on? And what can I do now that might make me more content later on?
Okay.
Yeah. And it also applies to, am I projecting future suffering right now? Am I hurting right now because of suffering that hasn't even happened yet?
Okay.
Because I'm doing a lot of that these days.
Okay.
Me too.
But in this moment, like, am I suffering right now? Am I kind of okay? Like, I'm freaking out a bit, but am I basically like, all right, I'm not in immediate danger. I can take a breath. do I need to suffer all that I'm suffering right now, or can I let some of those layers go for right now?
Okay. So the pain of the future could be avoided.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Anne.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Love you. Bye.
Anne,
Yeah.
will you be teaching next Monday? It's Memorial Day.
Oh, yeah. I'll be here.
Okay.
What happened? Well, you were talking about maybe doing a weekend class. Did anything become of it?
Oh, I completely forgot. We were so focused on doing our final exam with our trainees. I totally forgot to talk